Good morning. Day 3. Ember doesn't want to take her morning nap. Yeah. um, so anyway, I guess I'll make breakfast and stuff with her still awake, which is unusual for me to do. But it's 10:40. We're getting started a little later every day here, huh? All right, so it's 10:40. Yeah. And this is what we have for today's meals. You want the oatmeal? You already had oatmeal this morning. Oh, rice cereal, same thing. Okay. Well, no, you're just going to chew on it. My oatmeal. Okay, so we have oatmeal for this morning, which I'm about to eat. I'm kind of disappointed with my selection of today of more ramen. So I have a whole day of Spam and ramen, and then I have ramen and the pink salmon. Now I love the salmon and the Spam. I'm just, I know that yesterday I didn't get as full with the ramen as I did with the rice. And then the snacks, I have the disgusting, woo! A little fall. A little fall, didn't we? She's really wanted that Spam, baby. It's not good. You don't want it. We have the Spam bites, and then we have the delicious Nature Valley peanut butter. So, yeah, we're gonna get started here, right? Ember, you don't want those. They're gross. Oh, that was Ember's hand. Oh, there's the oatmeal. Nom nom nom. It's all gone. Sorry. All right, it's 2 o'clock. Ember and I are about to go to the grocery store, but first, just let me, okay? I'm gonna have the Spam snacks, which we don't like, but that's okay. It's food. I am hungry, and then when I get back, I'll have lunch, but we gotta go to the store first. You know, when you're super hungry, the Spam bites aren't actually that bad. But oh my god, they're still so greasy. Look at that. That's all grease from the Spam bites. I don't even know if you can see that, but I can see it glistening. But okay, off to the grocery store. Here I go. Maybe I can use this grease to fix my hair. No. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go to the store when I'm freaking starving to death and doing this bug out back challenge. All I saw was food, and I was like, I'm so hungry. But I do have lunch. It's actually 3 o'clock. It's pretty late, but I'm going to try to put her down for a nap. And try to put this one down for a little nap if she'll go. And then I'll eat. It's usually how it goes around here. Baby's first. Okay, baby is asleep. So for lunch, it's 3. Whoops, can't even see. It's 3:49 right now, almost 4 o'clock, and I'm just now getting lunch. Our day has started a little later, but this is definitely late for me having lunch. So I'm gonna have Spam and ramen. And it's gone. Okay, so actually it's 7:40, and I actually did not get a chance to eat my snack. We started eating late today, so I mean I'm kind of hungry. I'm not like starving to death, so the ramen and Spam at lunch did me pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna have ramen and the pink salmon lemon pepper. It's the last meal. Okay, after I eat this, I am going to go through some lessons that I've learned. Just a quick recap here, and tell you guys what I've learned from this experiment. I'll be back in a second. All done! I'm very excited because now I can eat normal food. This was definitely an interesting experiment, and I have some notes here. That's why I have my computer open, so let me go through them. So I have to say the hardest part about this was the temptation of other food. So, I'm mostly at home, and there was just so much temptation from other food that I normally eat. So I had this routine of things that I would normally be eating, and I couldn't eat it. So the very first day it was really hard. The second day it got easier. Third day I kind of didn't even think about it. I was just kind of like, whatever. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm eating. I didn't really think about the other food. It wasn't like a huge temptation. Except I did go to the grocery store today, and that was kind of like, I want all the food. You couldn't have just I couldn't have a banana, I couldn't have just regular food, but, like fresh produce and stuff, I just couldn't have it. So, I had to stick with what I had in my bug out bag, which actually worked out really well, except a few things. No more Spam bites. um, the second time I ate them, they weren't as bad, but I feel like the very first time it was just like so much grease. And I mean, not even Spam is that greasy or really greasy at all, I think. So, no more Spam bites. That's out of my bug out bag. And no more pasta. It just, like, it worked, and I've eaten all of this stuff before. So everything in my bug out bag I've eaten before except the Spam bites. And so I just feel like there are certain things that will be better, like the minute rice just was better. It took way less time. Ramen again took way less time. The pasta was just a little more intensive. There was just a little more involved, and you had to boil it for like 7 minutes. The ramen's 3 minutes. The rice you literally just had to heat up because it was the minute rice, stuff like that. So the pasta, just no more pasta. I'm kind of over it. I've eaten all the, like I said, I've eaten all the stuff in my bug out bag. It's just some things are just going to be better than other things. I was thinking maybe like a cookie for a morale booster, but I was looking today in the grocery store and seeing their expiration dates, and really cookies do not last long. Sugar may be a preservative, but man, cookies do not last very long at all. Some of them only lasted about 5 or 6 months, and I had, I think, one that I saw, I can't remember which cookie it was, but it lasted until like October or November, and that was like the longest it would last. And so I actually saw one cookie that said it expired June 2016. And I know expiration dates are kind of, flippant, they can go a little bit past the expiration dates. I mean, those Spam bites, they were past the expiration date just by a few days. And I had actually I was just about to inventory my bug out bag right before I was doing this challenge. So I would have seen that and taken it out. But anyway, those were barely expired and they still tasted fine. So, expiration dates are kind of, maybe it'll be bad, maybe it won't, but I like to kind of stick within like a 6 month, maybe a year time period of expiration, depending on what the product is. I am going to be adding survival tabs. I have survival tabs and I've done a review, and I'll have it up here in the description box or something. And I really like survival tabs because that can elongate the use of food. So like, instead of having lunch one day, I could eat the survival tab or something. Or I could even put in like a survival bar or something, where I can have the survival bar for lunch or something, extend the life of your food a little bit. But the survival tab could also be good for snacks. In case you're a little bit hungry, those would actually work really well. The survival tabs did actually work as a good substitute for food for a few hours or so. What was really nice is that all my meals were planned out. I didn't have to be like, what am I gonna eat now? That's like the worst part of being human, is that you have to decide what to eat. Maybe it's because we have too many options in society. I don't know. But the best part was really that I had all my meals planned out and it was perfect. I didn't have to really think about it. Everything was there, ready to go. And again, it got easier. It got easier as the days went by. The first day, of course, was hardest. Second day got a little easier. Third day didn't really faze me. Didn't think about it. I just knew, okay, this is what I'm eating, and that's just how it is. When you're bugging out, of course, you're not going to have as many temptations. Like my husband cooked pizza for dinner, and he also had like a really nice turkey sandwich that I really wanted, with some chips, and oh my gosh, it looked so good, and I was like, I want that bad, so, but I didn't, I had a lot of self-control and will. I even wanted a Pepsi at one point, but I didn't drink the Pepsi because, again, that's going to be something that I'm not going to be able to have in a bug out situation. So, all of this stuff, it was willpower on my part. But actually, when you're in a bug out scenario, you won't have most of these temptations. You won't have these things around. Sure, you might miss certain foods and be like, oh, I wish I got a fresh banana or whatever, but they won't be an actual temptation to you because you're not going to be surrounded by them. So all in all, this was a really good experiment. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack. Well, yeah, of course, you were eating regular food that you eat all the time, not that hard. It is kind of hard, you're eating food that you don't actually eat all the time. Like, I don't really eat ramen twice a day or 3 times a day or whatever. Those are all very different foods. And, I eat them on occasion with other foods, but I don't just eat ramen. I don't just eat spam, and I don't just eat salmon, lemon pepper salmon, which, by the way, lemon pepper salmon, so good, so good. But I don't want to eat the freeze dried meals, and I don't want to eat just MREs. I want that variety, a little bit of that variety. And plus, because I have eaten those foods on a regular basis, I know that they're not going to mess up my digestion. And there was nothing wrong with my digestion, everything was fine. And plus, I'm drinking a ton of water, so that's going to help as well. But, it's just, I don't want to carry the freeze-dried meals and the MREs to possibly have an upset stomach or an upset digestion. I don't want that. And I find MREs and freeze-dried foods a little bit more bulky than the foods. And of course, one last thought, everything that you pack as a prepper is, if it has an extended shelf life, it is going to be preserved in some way, whether that's with sugar or salt or whatever. It is going to be preserved in some way, okay? I got so much flack for my video showing my food from my bug out bag that everybody was like, oh, that's just the fast food of grocery store. Yeah, as a prepper, if you're going to get anything like canned foods, bagged foods, whatever, it's going to usually be in high sodium. The only things that really aren't are like rice and beans. Other than that, like, yeah, you have like a lot of stuff. And I'm not going to carry, a big bag of rice. I'm not going to carry a big bag of beans because those take a lot of time to make out in the field. And I don't have that kind of time. And sometimes you may not have that time, when you're bugging out. So you need to be aware of this stuff. You need to be aware of your time that it takes to make this stuff. And, like, I like the hot meals, but, having those little quick snacks were really nice. And, yeah, I also really liked having snacks. But yeah, I prepare this stuff for my bug out bag specifically because I know that when I bug out, I'm going to still want to eat food. Food is energy. And especially when you're bugging out and you're going to be stressed and everything, you need good energy. You need not necessarily good food, but you need food that is going to give you the energy that you need in order to keep going. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and thank you so much for sticking with me. I know these were all kind of long videos, and on that note, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, anything else, leave them down below in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.